you as a character, she's really is growing on me really a lot. It's kind of like I don't mean to be weird or just basically saying this, but I will definitely will say this. Definitely will say this. It feels like I'm watching my child grow up so much, and I've become so attached to her, like she's like a daughter kind of figure to me and stuff like that. What I'm trying to say here is this stuff like that. When I see you basically adapting to herself with the character that she really actually is, it just really fascinates me really a lot. Basically with this episode, basically episode 2 of Keion, with this episode, you is progressing on quite fast and quite a good progress and stuff like that. I don't see this as really a bad thing. I think this is a really good thing, a really good thing. Now, sometimes characters usually don't progress really that fast. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes that doesn't. But sometimes that can end up to be good, and sometimes that can end up to be bad. It can really depends on basically the character or the nature of the character or how well they are developed off and stuff like that. Even though I personally will definitely will say, I think you basically, as a character, I do apologize for that. I got something in my eye. Anyways, I apologize. Anyways, as for you as basically the kind of character basically as for herself, is that one thing I really love about this episode, and you don't see this in normal other different new animes out there. You really don't. I think this is a beautiful hidden gem in a diamond in a rough that has never been found. And I would definitely say this. I think this is very unique, very good writing on her character. And one of my favorite aspects in basically this episode, when they went to go shopping and stuff like that, and when they went to go down to look for instruments and stuff like that, like like guitars, a flute or drums or stuff like that. She found a guitar that she fell in love with. It's kind of like let's say as for an aspect that you're a guy, you see a girl that you really like, you say like, oh, I gotta have her, I want to go out with her, or like a basically like a girl like wants to go out with a man, or a guy wants to go out with a girl, or a guy wants to go out with a guy, or a girl wants to go out with a girl, whatever it is and stuff like that. But anyways, it's kind of like love at first sight. It's kind of like you're seeing a pet, like your very first pet. And when you see that, and when you really do see that, it's kind of it has such a good attraction, appeals to the eyes of a person. A person does have a very good attraction to something that they really definitely like. When they see something that is really nice, is really beautiful and stuff like that, they probably say like, yeah, I gotta have that. I want that so bad. I want that in my life. I want that in my life. That's what they basically that's what they definitely do want. And when I see him basically you as a character, basically of her, is just that when she's looking at the guitar, she never takes her eyes off that guitar. I swear to God, she never takes her eyes off that guitar. It's just that she would not. And some of the other characters are saying like, maybe there's cheaper guitars, but no, she doesn't want that other different guitars. But the one guitar that she really wants is the one that she really wants. I think I've seen this guitar before. I'm not so sure. I think I have. It's kind of like a brownish orange, kind of like a color, and then it has like a little white on the side and stuff like that. I think I've seen that guitar before. I'm not so sure. I think it was held by the legendary singer. I don't know who it was or something like that. But I think it's a very iconic guitar. If someone can tell me what the name of that guitar, or whoever had that guitar, please let me know in the comments below. That is something I would like to know. Please tell me, because I swear to God, I could have seen this guitar before somebody was playing this. I think it was like, I don't know. I think it was a legendary singer or artist or something like that. I don't know. It could have been Jimi Hendrix or something like that. I think it could have been Jimi Hendrix. I'm not so sure if he really had that kind of guitar. I think he did. I don't know. But anyways, like I said, she just had her eyes on the guitar, and she really actually did, and she never took her eyes off that guitar. It's just like love at first sight and stuff like that. When you go to a pet store, you look for a good animal that you really definitely like. All the animals are cute and stuff like that, and just say like, oh, I want this dog, or I want this puppy, or I want this snake or spider or whatever it is, or kitty or cat, whatever you basically want. But when you find one that you really definitely do love, you become very attached to that thing, and you basically really do, or animal, or basically a child, or your wife or your husband or whatever it is, and stuff like that, or family members or friends or stuff like that and stuff like that, and we become so attached to that, and that attachment is hard to break, and it really actually is. I really the person who wanted to say here is that seeing this attachment really is such a very beautiful and unique thing. It really is. I really definitely do like that. You basically as a character that she's following her heart. One thing I also love about her character also as well too, I will definitely personally say here is that one thing that it really keeps a smile on my face and stuff like that, she doesn't really want to depend on others. She really does not want to. She wants to be independent. However, her friends really wanted to help her out to get that guitar because they basically did that definitely want to, because they want to pitch in, they want to help out, because that's what they really wanted to do. That's what they basically really want to do. Now I want to talk about Miu. Also. Miu is something that I think that she was kind of like a girl that she likes to talk really a whole lot, but she seems like she doesn't really, basically doesn't. I think that she also has social anxiety also as well too. I definitely think so. It means that she doesn't really. I don't see her basically being the kind of person that she doesn't like being around guys. It means that she's kind of scared being around guys and stuff like that. It means that she's shy and stuff like that. It means that she's not really comfortable being around basically a man and stuff like that. It means that she's more comfortable being around girls. Basically, I think that's just the basically general of her nature, just the way that she's born, and the way that she really actually is. And I can see that basically from her and stuff like that. So I don't see there's nothing really basically wrong with her, just as a character for her, because I can just tell that she doesn't feel really that comfortable in the nature, like being in a room like with a guy. If a woman's basically around a guy, it depends on the nature of the person. It means they'll be shy or they'll be scared, and then they'll probably say like, I don't feel comfortable. Guys are the same ways, basically of that. Guys would probably be very, very, very scared, basically of a woman. Take as instance for me, I'm not scared or anything like that, but I definitely do get kind of concerned because I don't want to break that boundary and to really basically do that. Now, some of the other characters that didn't really get that really much that dialogue, but there's one particular character I definitely do want to talk about is Yui's basically his best friend, the girl with the glasses on. I can't remember her name, but I wanted to say here is that I feel kind of a little depressed basically about her and basically stuff like that. And I'll tell you the reason why. I feel like that she's kind of like abandoning her friend. That's what I kind of feel like. I mean, it feels kind of that way. I feel kind of sad for her because I understand that Yu wants to be in a club or a band club, whatever you want to call it, and I definitely understand the passion. But her friend seems like she's very happy for her. But when you look at the facial expressions and stuff like that, it really tells a different story. It really tells to me to that I feel like that she's kind of feel like she's left out. Like, being friends and stuff like that. And I beg my pardon, excuse me, basically of this, that they are long time good friends and stuff like that, because it means that they've been knowing each other for a long time, since back in preschool, elementary, and middle school, and basically going through high school, and basically stuff like that. And let me just say this. Sometimes it's hard to let go of that friend that you've been with for a very long time and stuff like that. But when time goes on, and stuff like that. When time goes on, sometimes people do have to walk their own separate paths. They have to do that. They have to do that. But I do feel very kind of depressed because based with the character with her, because to be honest with you, I do. I really do. And just to hear me out. But like I said before, it's just something that kind of gnaws on me and stuff like that. It just does. And when you feel like that you're not spending enough time with your friends, it feels like you're not spending enough time with yourself. That's just my opinion. That's what I definitely think. That's what I feel. I feel like, feel free to disagree with me. If you feel like that you're not spending enough time with your friends, then your friends will probably say like, what's going on? Why? How come you're not doing this? Why? I mean, I understand you're so passionate about doing this, doing that, stuff like that. I understand you're very passionate about getting married and stuff like that. And that happens. That's just the way the circle of life really happens. That's just the way it really happens. That's just the situation, what it feels to me. But I want people to really understand here is that if you have very close friends, do not delay the inevitable. Do not delay the inevitable. Spend time with your friends. Spend a lot of time with your friends. I understand family comes first and stuff like that. I understand God comes first, family comes first, and then friends and stuff like that. I understand it. I 100% understand it really a whole lot. But I want people to really understand this also as well too, that friends are very extremely important on the list, especially your top three or top five, whatever it is, basically stuff like that. It's very, very important to have somebody to talk to understand you also as well too. But I wish that you would just be more noticeable on the aspect and just look at her friend and just say like, maybe I just need to take a break from the club and maybe I just spend some more time with my friend and stuff like that. But I understand you wants to make friends because she wants to do the band and stuff like that. But I feel like that the girl with the glasses on, in my case, I feel like that she's being left out. Not like joining the band or anything like that, but I feel like that she's being left out as being a friend. I kind of find that kind of depressing to me. It feels really kind of depressing to me. That's just basically what I think. I see that from that different aspect. But like I said, if you watch the episode, you'll see that kind of, you basically will see that. But even though that she's happy for her and stuff like that, but I feel like is kind of like taken for granted and stuff with everything and stuff like that. But when somebody gets into a new hobby and stuff like that, it's hard to let go of that hobby. It's kind of like hard to let go. You know, it's really is hard. Like I said before, I think this episode is a great example of attachment, and it is hard to break attach. You know, it's kind of like your hands like close like this. Can you pull your hands apart? Yes, you can pull your hands apart, but if you pull your hands apart, that means your hands are attached. But if you close your hands like this, that means your hands are not attached, not detached. Excuse me, not detached. They are attached. It's kind of like a symbolism, basically, as love or faith or whatever it is that you have. And when you have those hands just like that, have them close together, it kind of represents something of who you really are and represents what you believe in and stuff like that. It really actually is. I think holding my hands like this, it signifies who I really am, signifies of something I believe in, something that I don't want to give up, something I really want to strive for, something that I want to keep in that. It's kind of like keeping the faith, you know. That's what it feels to me. But yeah, anyways, that's it for this analogy of this episode, or I would say review episode. But remember what I said. You don't have to take it to heart. It's up to you guys, whatever it is, and stuff like that. So yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys there. Take care. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to subscribe. Please consider subscribing. Please hit the like button, give me a thumbs up or give me a thumbs down, and please leave a comment as well. Anyways, I love you guys. Take care. Hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. God bless. Remember, Jesus, I love you guys. Please stay safe and remember, stay blessed. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.